hello. Welcome to this live stream or welcome to the replay watchers. My name is Tricia Carr, and you may be watching this on any of the various platforms that I am multi-streaming on. I have a YouTube channel called, slash Tricia Carr, and I also call it Charmed Life. And I have, various Facebook groups that I'm in right now. My own, which is called Charmed Life Gaia Love, something like that. It's named basically after my podcast, which is Charmed Life with Tricia Carr. And I am in the amazing Light Shine Lab Facebook group. Join the Light Shine Lab for spiritual community education and people going live like this. And let's see, I think that's about it. So anyway, my name is Tricia Carr, in case I didn't say that clearly yet. And I'm doing this live stream as a series. The theme of it is universal laws. And we'll also have in there some human design. And usually we will have an archangel presiding over the content for that particular video. So I want to make an invitation that if you are watching this on YouTube, that you would please like, subscribe, share, comment, and click that little bell so you get notifications for when I live stream or when I post videos. And then also find me on Instagram, and the handle is at Tricia Carr Charm. And then, of course, like I mentioned, the podcast, and that is Charmed Life with Tricia Carr. You can find any way that you get your podcasts. I am at the end of this week, which this is September 6th. Is that what time it is? Yeah, September 6th. By the end of this week, I'm going to be announcing a new program. So I highly recommend you follow me, or the best thing to do is actually sign up for my newsletter. So I will make sure that if you go to my website, triciacarcharm.com, you'll be able to find a way to do that. It pops right up for you. Okay, well, hello everyone who is here. Let me get to the comments. Nice to see you. Hi, Jody. Hi, Jason. Oh, I haven't seen you in so long, Jason. Nice to see you. Well, I want to share with you some education, some attunement on universal laws, specifically the law of magnetism. We all want to magnetize, don't we? A relationship, a career, abundance in all things. Let's just say abundance. We want to have abundant resources flowing to us in all of the areas that fulfill us in life, love and money and things that we do, like ways to express ourselves and ways to experience life with joy. So that's it. We want an abundance of joy in all of the ways that we are connecting and flowing into life. So let's talk about the universal law of magnetism. Now you'll find the most famous universal law is the law of attraction, right? And so yes, there is a correlation here. But the reason we are looking at it as the law of magnetism is to highlight the fact of how a magnet, you, actually works. And then I'm also going to tell you about what that means and how that is related to your human design. Now, if you haven't gotten your human design profile yet, to understand how you are actually designed to exist in this life, you can just Google human design chart and you'll be able to find it. You don't need it for this particular lesson, though, because we're talking about a concept that is generalized to all of us. Okay, so the law of magnetism, here is how a magnet works. A magnet is working in that it is obviously pulling to it, like the law of attraction. But a part of that is also the signal that it is sending out. If you put a magnet, say this is a magnet and this is steel. If you put the magnet close enough to the steel, the magnet is sending out, as you'll see that if you get inside that field, the magnet is drawing it to it. The steel isn't drawing the magnet to it. It is the magnet pulling the object to it. So it has a powerful receptive force drawing it in. And we all have this at all times. Now, the way that magnets work is that, like I said, the steel has to be within its field. And so that is relative to us as human beings too, with our magnet, it's called our magnetic monopole, which is inside our being. It is housed inside our physical body, and I'm going to explain on that in just a bit. And it does need to be within your field, but it isn't always necessarily physical proximity. It has to do with emotional proximity, because your emotions are magnetic too. So what it comes down to is that the quality of your magnet is directly correlated to the quality of your emotions. If you can imagine your emotions being a resource, like a reservoir, like a well or a body of water, and the quality, meaning, sure, if it's toxic or healthy, vital or dormant, that kind of quality, but also the specifics of it. What kind of emotions are inside? What kind of water qualities? What kind of liquid is there in that well, in that reservoir of what we're imagining as water, but it's actually your emotions? That is directly correlated. It actually composes the force of your magnetic monopole. Now, I'm going to explain what magnetic monopole means specifically. So, as I say that right now, just think magnetism, your capacity to be a magnet for that which is what you desire, what you want, what brings you joy. And it does need to be in your field. But again, your field is correlated by the attunement of your emotional body. So keep in mind these different images, the metaphors that I'm giving you, because, well, they're in a spiritual sense, they're not even metaphors. It's truly how it works, because the crystalline, the spiritual element of water, the qualities of water that we think of in physical reality and their physical expression, those qualities are their spiritual qualities, and that correlates directly again with emotions. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about that signaling. The signaling is your emotional quotient. And that is housed in your body, and your body moves you around. It moves you in your awareness, it moves you in your physical movements. Your body knows exactly what to do according to the tuning of your emotions. So when we get enough of that reservoir emotional solution attuned with a certain, you know, event or a certain whatever the that which we want to connect with, then we will bring it to us with our awareness, with our physical proximity, or whatever, however that is working. So here's the key: is that magnetism is resonance. So there is a law called the law of resonance. These two work correlatively. Magnetism is resonance. So a little reminder of what resonance is. Resonance is two frequencies, two energies coming together to make a third energy. Yellow and blue make green. Or a C and an E note come together and make a chord, or make what do we call that? I forgot my music theory. But it makes one sound, even though you can feel the qualities of those two tones, or infer or feel in green that there is also yellow and blue. It still is green. It still is a third frequency. So that's what resonance is: when two energies that were separate come together and they create a third energy. And so as a magnet, you are tuning your magnetic monopole with the light quotient and the quality of your emotional solution, and then you draw to it, and now you've become one with that other energy. That could be your lover, that could be the financial abundance, it could be the things in your life that you want to do and express that are joyful for you. So magnetism is resonance. Whatever that you are connecting with and becoming one with has a like quality to you. This is why in law of attraction they say like attracts like. It's really that it is like attracts like, but to put a finer point on it, it is that complementary will attract complementary energy. Just like magnet and steel, they aren't alike. They have a complementary component which brings them together, and that is the strong receptive force of the magnet and the actual neutral, somewhat neutral force of the steel. And that's what you are doing. That's who you are. So let me talk to you about the magnetic monopole as it is. I'm saying hello to everyone. Hi, Ariana. Nice to see you. So I want to talk to you about the magnetic monopole in human design. The magnetic monopole is housed in your G center or your identity center. The identity center is correlated with direction, the direction that you're moving in life. So, once again, as I said, your body knows what to do. It is listening to your emotional quotient, and then it is simply taking you to places and spaces, whether that's physical or with your awareness, where you're placing your attention. And so the magnetic monopole is housed in the G center, housed right here in the body. And it is sort of always in, not always, but it can be in conflict with the mind or the personality. So this is the conscious mind. It is the created mind. It is the conditioned mind, that which we have looked at the outside world, denied and rejected ourselves, and attempted to match and mirror that, to make an association to something outside of ourselves that is not exactly what is right for us, which we could feel. We feel the suffering, we feel the rejection, we feel the discordance in our emotions. And from that place of fear, then we match, we tell ourselves that we must be that instead of being this. And we try to, and this usually happens by us trying to do things rather than being. So this conflict between the personality up here, the thinking, and the being here is what creates the like I say, the discordance, and it really creates a conflict in your emotions. So your emotions are not pure and not aligned with your the truth of who you are. And so in this G center, essentially the way that we tune up the magnetic monopole and your magnet is to work with the quality of our emotions. And so how do we do that? Well, it is first in day-to-day present moments. If you look at your human design and you just start to experiment with your strategy and your authority, not going to go into that right now. It's something you can look into. It'll take you 2 seconds to begin to contemplate that and contemplate it throughout your day. Then that will help to allow you to fall, to easily surrender to who you really are. It will start to eliminate some of the conflict between the personality or the thinking mind and the being of which your body understands. Your body is always communicating this to you. It's communicating it to you in the what it wants to do, and the how it is moving you, and the how it is feeling, and how it is expressing illness and injury too, dis-ease, how it is expressing the lack of ease that it is that you are experiencing, possibly because you're thinking from the conditioned mind and attempting to do instead of be. So we work with that, like I said, with the emotional clarity and the emotional improvement, if you will, in our day to day, in our moment to moment, and being present. And we also probably need to do, well, not probably, absolutely every single one of us need to do emotional healing. So, emotions, when we are holding something in the emotions, call that repressed emotions because of something that we experienced through our physical senses. That's how it is when we have trauma, when we witness something in the world that seems like a rejection of us. And so we try to disown it, we try to put it in the shadow. We have repressed emotions, we have repressed traumas. We received the information of that, responded to it because of our senses, our physical senses. And that was then translated from the physical senses through the emotions. And then the emotions are holding on to certain events and certain, even like wounds inside the emotional body. So the reverse process of that is how we actually release those repressed emotions. They need to be released from the emotions through the physical senses, witnessing them and feeling them on the way out. And this is distinctive. It's not that we would re-injure ourselves and punish ourselves. It is a releasing process, because the quality of your injury or repressed or pain emotional experience is already there. And so we're not adding to it, we're airing it out, we're allowing it to release. So some ways that we can do that is with our meditation, our personal meditation practice. whether we are guided or if we are self-guided. And this is actually, you may hear me say a lot because I am a hypnotherapist, that meditation is actually hypnosis. We're either doing self-hypnosis by guiding ourselves, or we are being hypnotized by listening to a guide track or working with a practitioner of some kind. Every time you listen, if you listen to a pre-recorded meditation by someone, you are being hypnotized. If you listen to meditation music, the music is hypnotizing you. And so everyone is hypnotizable. And in fact, necessarily, in order to be a human being, is hypnotized many times per day. So with our intentional practice of going into that space to not think, but to be, we can start to release these emotional repressed traumas, tune that magnetic monopole. That will then put us in the field of these certain events that are more correct for us and draw them to us quickly with that strong magnetic pull. And so that is one way with your meditation, hypnosis, or working with some kind of practitioner. Also, you can use your dream time. Dreams are a deep state of really hypnosis. We pass through hypnosis and then we go into the non-thinking, the non-conscious thinking. There is activity in the emotions, there is activity in the thinking. But as we set the intention to vent out spent, repressed emotions that are no longer serving us, that we're ready to because we have given the space for it, then it will do that same reverse process. We took in the trauma this way through the physical senses, emotions, translated it into something. We'll be doing this again, allowing the emotions to show us, and then we release it. It is safe because it is a hallucination. And this is the same thing you do in your meditation or your self-hypnosis or your hypnosis practice with a practitioner, that you are safely having imagery or a hallucination in a way that you can creatively and intuitively express those repressed emotions. Now, I'll tell you also that part of this practice may be working with a healer, working with an intuitive, a psychic, because those are all done in a state of suspended thinking, and we're co-thinking with spirit. We're co-thinking with our guides and angels, but they are giving us the input. They are giving us the senses, the sensory stimulation, so that the emotions can reframe and feel something different, and thereby release the old unhelpful emotions. So like I said, it's the magnetic monopole is housed in the G center, or the identity center here. The identity center is one of direction. So the shadow side of the G center would be constantly looking for direction, trying to find love and direction in some way, looking for direction. And then the positive side of it is to be in the present moment and understand that who it is that you really are, which your strategy and authority can help you with, will have you in the right direction at all times. You are actually in the correct direct path, and your magnetism is working for you. And so it is not the personality, the thinking mind, that is able to give you direction. And because the thinking mind is highly conditioned. And it is not the driver. This is the driver. The vehicle is your body, and it is showing you where the driver is taking you at all times. And then the thinking mind is really just the assistant. Now, we do need critical thinking, absolutely, but we pop up that energy of a being to the critical thinker to be able to complete tasks and to be awake in a moment. Now, before I complete this, I want to give you a recap of the law of magnetism and the magnetic monopole. I have notes here, that's why I keep looking down. And so we are actually always signaling and drawing to us, but when it is the quality of our emotions that allows us to get into bring into our field, to move, the body will move us into the place, or the awareness will move us into the place for us to be proximate enough to that which we are magnetizing, and the strong magnetic force will quickly, swiftly draw it to us. And then we have the resonance. Anything that we magnetize to us, we become one with it, and we become a third energy because of that resonant quality. The magnetic monopole, this is a human design concept, is housed here in the body. It is directly correlated to our emotional health, what you can think of your emotions as like a well or a reservoir or a body of water. And the characteristics, the qualities, the health of that body of water, if you think of it as a solution, that is going to allow the magnetism to be strong and powerful and to have your body just simply move into the places by the signal, by the instructions of the driver. Oh, I've got a weird thing on my face. Hold on. I had a weird light on my face. I could feel it. um, so the driver is taking, and the body is the vehicle, and the body is actually obeying that magnetic quality. So what I wanted to highlight to you is that there is a solution for every problem. So I need more my problem is not having enough money, or my problem is wanting a relationship that is loving and healthy. Well, there is a solution for that, meaning an emotional quotient that, as it is healthy and more aligned in qualities to you, magnetic monopole will send out that signal, move the body in the place where that lover is, or where that money is, that abundance and joy of whatever kind, and then it will be drawn to you. So there is a solution for every problem. The solution is the quality of your emotional being. Finally, overseeing this message is Archangel Raphael. It sounds like I'm talking about like a sponsorship. Today we are sponsored by the Archangel Raphael. Raphael is, as you may be aware, the Archangel of healing. And while he is the Archangel of healing, and connecting with this energy will bring that path of healing for you, in fact, he is the Archangel of resonating with all as well. So as we are attuning our emotions, allowing our magnetic monopole to then send the signal that drives us to the energy of all as well, Archangel Raphael, we are moved quickly on that path toward healing or being whole. So that's what I have for you today. This is a shorter one as a live stream because I need to get to my day, as well as also allow space in the Light Shine Lab for the next person who's coming up, which is Nicole Schaefer. She's amazing. And so with that, I just want to see who's here. Hi, Sandy. Hello, hello. And next time that I come up, time permitting, maybe I will do some readings. But once again, I want to invite you to like, subscribe, share, comment, and click the bell on my YouTube channel to be able to get notifications when I'm going live on YouTube or posting other videos. Find my podcast and look in the description here, the show notes of however you're watching this. You'll be able to find all of my links. And to sign up for my newsletter, when you go to my website, you'll be able to have a prompt to sign up, because that is the best way to stay on top of the brand new program that I am launching this week. Teaser for, no spoilers here, just a teaser. And it's going to be amazing. So I hope to see you all again very soon. Thanks for tuning in. I love you, whoever you are.